you're thinking about charitable giving or philanthropic giving, I think there's so much into that, and it's going to be a very personal thing for each individual or family. So I think first of all, it's about defining your values and purpose, and that naturally leads you to be part of certain communities, whether it's a faith community or care about certain things. Maybe you um, care intensely about addiction recovery or women's shelters or food banks or whatever. Um, there's so many important causes out there and they all need money. And so to keep doing incredible work. It also starts with, defining your own cash flow and, and what can you give safely and responsibly, right? Because no one wants you to like burn through your own budget on giving and leaving you in a um, kind of a inadequate cash deficit, right? One thing I love is scheduling a family meeting, and let's say a family has a giving budget of $2,000 or something like that, and you have two kids. Doesn't matter how old, everybody gets a little segment of that, and they get to decide where to give, right? So if you've got a son that's 10 years old and a daughter that's 12, it's like, hey, they each get $200 to give. Who do they want to give to? And it might be something that like you're not excited about. Maybe you're a dog person and they want to give to the cat shelter. It's teaching them uh, the value of giving, and also and maybe you can visit after you give the money, and like they can kind of see where that money goes and stuff like that. That's all really healthy stuff. Giving is important in and of itself. It's one of those things that's an end in and of itself, right? And it's healthy for the recipient and it's healthy for you. um, and I think we can't overlook that. Now, in the financial services world, like we're also going to help people give as tax efficiently as possible. Once again, though, the tax savings aren't the reason to give. It's a nice thing. If you give, I want you to give in a tax efficient manner, if possible. By the way, that's harder these days because it's harder to overcome the standard deduction. If that's not possible, I don't think that should stop you from giving. Now, certainly higher income or higher net worth individuals are going to have more tax planning options with their philanthropy. And that's okay. That's natural. One strategy we love is bunching contributions together. So let's say over the course of 3 years, you would give $5,000 a year. Well, we can say, well, let's bunch that all together at $15,000. You give that right now. You'll get, a kind of a larger tax deduction this year. And then you'll go to the standard deduction the next couple of years is how it would generally work. And you might say, well, that doesn't seem great because now I'm not giving those other 2 years. Well, the next, and like the causes I care about, like they'll not only need money this year, they'll need money the next 2 years too, right? Like a way to kind of manage that is to start a donor advised fund. And so you could give into a donor advised fund this year. It goes to the donor advised fund, but you don't have to pay out all $15,000 from that donor advised fund. You can still do $5,000 this year, $5,000 next year, $5,000 the year after. But in that original year of giving, you get the full tax deduction, right? You get the full $15,000. So you've bunched, but the giving is still consistent to the causes you care about. By the way, it's okay to call the organization and say like, look, this is the strategy I'm trying to do from like a tax perspective. What do you value the most? Like money consistently or like a batch of money right now? And they'll let you know because they might be really hungry for money, but they feel kind of certain about their budget if a grant's coming in 6 months or 12 months or something like that. So it's like, it's okay to call the nonprofit or the organization and just kind of ask, hey, how would you like us to do this? Because we really care about you and your organization and the people you're trying to support. That's okay. This is once again like how we dialogue about money.